Welcome to round 12, the penultimate round of the Nationwide Tracking Systems V8 Evolution Championship. This week, racing at Charlotte Speedway, Roval. Sean McNamara leads the championship after last week's eventful and exciting race at Imola, which was taken out by first-time race winner Jason Davis. And round 12 could be just as interesting as the Charlotte Roval is part oval, part racetrack, part street circuit. And the leading championship protagonists will have to be wary as they take on a competitive field of talented drivers in what is a critically important race as we lead into next week's finale at Mount Panorama, when double points will decide the champion for the Nationwide Tracking Systems V8 Evolution Championship. Joining me for the race this week, the broadcast booth, is Ben Morris. G'day, Ben.
G'day, Jamie. How are you, mate? It's good to be back.
Well, excited, looking forward to this race.
I think it's going to be
one of my favourite tracks, but yeah, it's going to be exciting.
Yeah. Look, I think it's got the big fast chicane down the back there, unlike the official series. So, which I much prefer. I know you and I both are the same boat with that. I like a bit of high-speed chicane work, so should be exciting to see the cars barreling through there at high speed. I think the start's going to be a cracker. Hopefully, cool heads will prevail and we'll get everybody off the line. But we might see the safety car a couple of times for this race. Will be interesting to see.
A lot of concrete walls out there. At least 10 spots where it's easy to hit the wall.
A lot of concrete walls, yeah, and one fast repair on the cars, if I'm not mistaken. So
that's right.
It won't be much to knock a mirror off and fix it up in the pit stop. Speaking of pit stops, Jamie, I think it's going to be a bit of a splash and dash for this one.
Yeah, well, I think they're starting with 72 litres, and it's only probably going to take 76 litres to get you home after 28 laps around here, bit over 100 kilometres. A super sprint round here, but yeah, it's going to be strategy. There'll definitely be strategy, and I guess a lot of drivers might leave it till pretty late in the race to stop, just in case they do clip a wall or cop a little damage and keep that fast repair up their sleeve. But that'll be interesting as the race unfolds to see what these drivers do, what their strategies are, whether they go for a bit of an undercut or leave that pit stop towards the end of the race, or maybe even hope for a safety car, and you never know.
Well, look, absolutely. I think it'll really. I think anybody who walks into this with one set strategy is going to be costing themselves at the end of the day. I think they're going to have to be able to think on their feet quickly as well with this one. So we might see a surprise here. I'm looking forward to this one. It should be good.
I'll go through the championship points, and then you can go through our very friendly sponsors.
Absolutely.
So we've got Sean McNamara leading on 1,586 points. Alex Cord in second on 1,541. Todd Hayne, who's our pole position for tonight, on 1,526. So not much between it, only 60 points between first and third. And we've still got Trent Gosley and a couple of other drivers still with us, a faint chance of being able. They'd need a bit of luck tonight and a bit of bad luck for McNamara, Court and Hayne, but they've still got a chance with the 300 points on offer at Bathurst for the win.
Absolutely, and we've still got our team driver Darren there. I think he's about 5th position at the moment, I believe, in the championship. So
ticking away.
Phase 4 Motorsport doing an absolutely cracking job. So he's out for a good result this tonight as well. Should be good. And of course, you mentioned before, Jamie. Our major sponsor, Nationwide Tracking Systems, putting on this magnificent season of racing, which we're supremely impressed and proud of, and thank the guys for supporting. Abruzzi Racewear, Track Racer, Tripping Pates Graphic, Race Management Services, Coghlan Engineering, and of course, Track Cam for Gourmet, with all of our cam work. So I'm just having a look at Todd Hayne here at the moment. I don't know if we're looking at him live. I'm just sort of looking at him separately. He's got a bit of a mark down the side of the car. I've seen him clip the concrete wall a couple of times. He's definitely trying to get the eye in, but he looks speedy.
Well, he's been fast in all the practice and qualifying sessions leading up to the race, so he's definitely probably the favourite going into the race. If he can get a gap on that first lap, he's going to be a hard man to beat, but anything can happen. We've got traffic as well. It's going to be hard to deal with the lap traffic around here, and of course those concrete walls. There's a lot of places. It only takes a small little mistake And
Yep.
yeah, you clip one of those walls and suspension damage. Even riding the curbs, these high curbs, big sleeping policemen.
Yep.
Like big policemen that have got a bit of a belly on them over the middle. So
Yeah.
hit them with the front spoiler. You can crack that, lose a bit of aero, lose the front end quite easily. Got track conditions: 26 degrees, mostly cloudy, ambient 25 degrees, and we've got 18 incidents until you need to do a drive-through penalty, one fast repair, and it is a 28 lap race. So
It's not going to take
we've
long,
only
is it?
got 3.5 minutes of practice session left. Alex Court's actually gone fastest. Yeah, practice session so far, followed by Todd Hayne, Mitch Campbell, Blake Warboys. Some of the names to be looking out for. Haven't quite put in as fast a time as what they did in qualifying, where Alex Court was in the 111s. He did a 111.9. Alex Court's fastest at the moment with a 112.9. Todd Haynes second with a 113.3. So I think we're building up for a very interesting race here.
Yeah, I think you make a good point about that fast chicane and the sleeping policeman there. That one on the exit on the left of that back chicane, that is an absolute, I think it's double hit, and that will easily smash a front spoiler and split her out.
260 Ks they're building up to on that back straight.
Wow, that's
and
quick,
they lift
isn't it?
off down the gear, enter at probably about 240 K.
Hmm.
And the second apex, 220 kilometers an hour. And in the qualifying session, I had one of the cameras just set on it, watching it as the cars were filing through it. And I couldn't tell you how many people lost it through there. And
Yeah.
the amount of air some of the cars were taking over the second curb, or the fourth curb, the second apex. Their cars were getting absolutely airborne, and it looked like they were just probably 100 meters with the front of the car in the air.
Yeah,
It was amazing.
It's a fast track, like in its current configuration that we're looking at here, and I think it's going to be like, I mean, they're going to be filing in there.
Anywhere to pass. Where would be a main passing opportunity?
Well, I think you're gonna have to be very brave into the last chicane, but it's to be side by side, and you'd want to be on the inside to get up over the bridge, the bridge, through the concrete bridge there on the way through. But I think it's either going to be a brave man who's going to try and outbrake him into that last chicane. That will be ridiculous. But I can see I could potentially sort of see hitting those bumps at the out of the exit. There'll be an issue, a wiggle and a waggle. It'll slow down. Some will have a better run, and they'll fire down into the last chicane here before the start-finish line. I think that's where we might see it. Otherwise, it's going to be absolute door bangers. So
not the easiest track to pass on. It's a bit of an Indian file sort of track. It's hard to sort of pass, but and get alongside other guys. But the infield, it's the never-ending corners that just seem to tighten and tighten on the radius. So it's
just waiting. Yeah, you're waiting, mate. Be very patient. I think, unfortunately, what we're going to hear is a lot of whinging over the comms, and I think
we'd be used to that by now.
Safety control will be bloody busy tonight. But I might, if I was up there, I think I'd probably just switch it off and just say get on with it, because it's going to be door banging. It's going to be nose to tail. There's going to be a bit of scratchiness between the two. Just have to get on with it. Just get on with it, boys.
These championship leaders, they're going to have to play a smart race tonight. Of course, they'd love to take home a win, but they've got to be aware that they're in the championship hunt here.
100%.
They've all set themselves up nicely with the championship points, and
100%.
they don't want to have to rely on their competitor being behind them, or behind them by a certain amount of positions as they go into Bathurst.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Sean McNamara's got a 45-point lead into tonight's race.
And I don't think I've ever heard him. I don't think I've ever heard him on the comms whinging about anybody. And this is the thing: you keep the eyes forward and keep moving, and just keep going forward. So here we go.
Okay.
I think we're getting ready. Oof.
They're lining up on the grid now.
Super duper excited.
Even in the commentary booth, my heart sort of goes up a couple of beats in it. Arms get a little bit damp, a little bit clammy. I'm nervous for these guys. Got Todd Hayne, followed by Sean McNamara on the front row. So
that's when we're
1-2 in the championship, 1-2 on the grid. Blake Warboys in third, Lasseth Leonage in fourth. His teammate Alex Court, who's third in the championship, fifth on the grid. Simon Chadwick, who is Sean McNamara's teammate, 9.5 Sim Sports. John Pidwell in 7th. Cameron Veacock, who was 2nd at Imola last round, 8th off the grid. Trent Gostley in 9th. He's 4th in the championship. James B. Anderson, good to see him back on the grid in 10th position. Kai Sloggett, who's a renowned oval specialist, so he'll be going pretty quickly around here tonight's race. The revs are rising, Ben.
Here we go.
Here's the race.
Oof.
There's the green
They're
flag.
Woof.
McNamara's got a good start. A little
Jets
bit
are
better than
cracking
Todd Haynes. Todd Haynes always had a little bit of trouble up, but he's going to carry it into turn 1. Oh, and there's a little tap there.
That was close.
That was a little tap on the back of McNamara. I think that was War Boys.
Now, do they push, Jamie? Do they push and punish those tyres? Because these things are just, as you said, constant radiuses. What do they do here?
I was Todd Haynes, Sean McNamara. I'd want to get a little breakaway here. If I was McNamara, I wouldn't be looking to pass Todd Haynes. I'd want to get a gap out from the field. Just, make sure that there's no one snapping at your heels as you're heading into those chicanes on lap 1 and lap 2. But Todd Haynes made a nice clean start, leads out by half a second. Sean McNamara, Warboys, Leonage, Court, Chadwick, Pidwell, Veacock, Anderson, Gostley. Pretty much everyone's held their position from off the grid. Anderson's up 1 position, Gostley's down 1 position, Kai Sloggett at 11th. Is that chicane we've been talking about? All preview. Everyone so far cleanly through there. Race control had given them a little bit of warning. Used common sense through there on that first lap. Looks like everyone has, apart from maybe Jacob Brewer, who looks like he's slipping down through the field.
Ooh.
He's lost 11 positions and finds himself at the back of the field.
He's had a bit of a moment, I think.
I think he has.
Oh, dear.
Had to call the tow truck in.
We've got
a safety car.
Safety car.
Oh, and that's in the final chicane as they head onto the pit straight.
Was that Jacob Brewer, was it? Or was he involved?
I think he might have been involved a little bit earlier than that.
Oh, I think he's got a touch somewhere.
This is going to really mix things up here, Ben. This is going to... The strategists are going to have to be hard at work here.
Well,
Seen the replay?
Yeah, looking at the replay, I think Jacob Brewer's asking for some... thinks he's been hard done by, but I can tell you what. He, if you want to check it on the replay, I think he was basically in the middle of his own accident following someone else over that. That'll be disappointed. I think he'll look that back and go, oh, that was not nice.
Sometimes it's hard when you're in the driver's seat to know what it looks like from the outside.
Yeah, he's
when you look back at your own
following...
replays, you go, whoops, okay, maybe
He's
it
following
wasn't how
Williams. Yeah, Williams and him have got in deep on the last... They've basically done a Dukes of Hazzard Yeehaw moment over the top. And then car 97 has had nowhere to go and run in the back of Brewer. 97, Clay Lewis. So it's not... Clay's not at fault there. I mean, wow. That was an interesting one to watch. But
hey, so the safety car's out. This will mix things up a bit. Some guys, especially, Jacob Brewer's going to have to go to the pits and get some repairs there. And that may be his one and only pit stop. So if he can push through, he's not out of the race already. So
100%.
Jason Davis, our race winner from last week at Imola, he's in 29th. It looks like he's in the pits. So he may be all over the strategy.
Well, that's
last week.
You've taken the words out of my mouth there as well, Jamie, because although Jacob's probably thinking, oh, race is over. No way, mate. We've got safety car. He's probably topped up with a bit of fuel and he's used his one repair. He just keeps his nose clean and he's in with a chance with this one. So head down, Jacob, and mate, let's see you make the most of it.
So Lee Davis in the Nationwide Tracking Systems safety car, the BMW.
They got the Beamer tonight, have they? Oh, I've had the Beamer all season. Oh, right. I think just checking through my notes. One thing I've noticed as well, Jamie, looks like they've got the cars in the dark. The drivers are well and truly lit up in the cars. They look fantastic. And
the clear visors. You can look right into the driver's eyes.
Yeah.
You get the close up, the inside view.
Great level
no
of
tinted
detail.
visors tonight.
Great level of detail in this sim.
I don't know. Board Alex Court now, second in the championship. Alex Court finds himself in 5th position. he'll be happy with that. He's got his teammate Lasseth Leonage and working
the NTS
tandem
boys
with him
there.
there, just in front. The NTS boys. Lasseth Leonage has been in good form. Unlucky last week.
He was
a
unlucky,
couple of
wasn't he?
incidents.
Yeah.
He was found himself. I think these guys were in very similar positions last week. Apart from Sean McNamara, it's the same. It's a regular crew up the front. Sean McNamara had a bit of a bad start going into the first chicane last week. So we're on to lap 4 now. Safety car's still out. Guarantee that it'll be in after this lap. Absolutely guarantee. So keep an eye on the safety car regulations. No weaving once the lights go out. Once the safety car's been called, I'll tell you when I hear race control call safety car lights out. And I'm not sure where the restart is. I will guarantee it's on the way past the pit lane entry, which is something else to watch out for tonight. And people can really try and take that last corner coming in off the banking into the pit lane pretty quick. I saw a couple of accidents in practice and qualifying as people were trying to negotiate that. Safety car lights out. Head onto the banking again. Fun corner, that one, as they head onto the banking. Just after the last chicane, that fast chicane, safety car is going to accelerate away, and the Todd Hayne will take over the lead of the race.
So the safety car will drop down to the infield track there, and then Todd will take the lead, won't he, Jamie? And I think then it's in his control to set the pace. And
he got a bit of practice doing this last week as well at Imola. He managed it very successfully, held his lead, especially on that long front straight at Imola. Here we go then. Safety car's away. Todd Hayne takes over. McNamara close.
So I think
Todd Hayne can any time now. Saving it. This is all the strategy. He wants to get that little break. Wants to catch Sean McNamara napping. There he goes. Just into the braking zone. And he's done it. He's done a good job there.
He has done a good job.
Pulled out a few car lengths on McNamara.
Yeah, he's
really good work from Todd Hayne there. He's gained himself he's 6/10 of a second already.
Blake was
McNamara was caught napping, and from a very seasoned veteran like McNamara, Todd Hayne's done a brilliant job to do that.
Clay Lewis is in the pits. Some issues there.
So see here, they all getting away clean here. We've got Todd Hayne leading, McNamara second, Warboys holding position in third, Bernage, Court, Chadwick, Pidwell, Veacock, Anderson, Gosley, Sloggett, Campbell, Siren, Jamie Davis down in 14th position, Riley Simons 15th, Ashley Davis in 16th, Darren Caldwell in Phase 4 Motorsports down in 17th, Blake Urquhart 18th, John Nikoloff 19th, Williams, Vassell, Dumbrell, Fraser, Hanson, Newell, Mulford, Stewart, Zink, Brewer, Michael, Davis, Lewis. Lap 5.
It was about a half a second on the top guys there at the moment, Todd Hayne and McNamara. But Hayne he seems very comfortable here, Jamie.
Said if he got a clean start and he got away, he was definitely going to be a hard man to beat. That's a fastest lap, 1:12.77 as he crosses the line, 3/10 faster than McNamara, and another 4/10 back to Warboys. So yeah, these guys at the front, they've put the hammer down and they're trying to get away here. Ort's being held up by Leonage here.
Just hearing that Ben Saron is on his roof. We've got safety car out again, race controller on the job there. We'll see if we can find out what's going on there.
I know. A double safety car race. Something we haven't seen. We had a feeling there'd be incidents tonight. Fortunately, it looks like this Charlotte track.
Wow, I think if we can grab it on the replay, lap 5 for Ben Saron, entry into the fast chicane. He's hit the tyres on the exit, and God, Darren nearly took him. Caldwell nearly took him out. He was airborne through the last part there, but just too much speed. Cold tyres, got out of shape, and it just went straight into the tyre barrier there.
That was that fast chicane.
Fast chicane. Got another
Bidwell into the
victim.
pits. Bidwell
So this-
from 7th position. He's taken the gamble.
This is where it all starts to mix up, isn't it? This is where it all starts to mix up. We love
This
it.
is where it's going to be very interesting. You can't watch this. You'll have to watch this through to the end because it's going to be absolute strategy here. You don't know who's in what position now. These pit stops are going to totally mix things up. Pit stops under a safety car is definitely going to save you a lot of time, but it's going to give you terrible track position. You're going to be at the back of the field, so these guys have got to think and drive at the same time now, and the strategies are just going to be going through their head. What to do? When to pit?
Now, Benseron's still in the pits there, so his fast repair must have already been used. So that will knock him around a little bit in the championship. Car looks clean now as it's going through a rebuild, but he's still there. He's been there for a while, but he's probably
Probably have to get towed.
probably serving the tow. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
apologise. Yeah, so
Of course, iRacing, you can. Some series there, you've got the option to tow, escape back to the pits, but it will give you a time limit or a countdown, which would be representative of how much time it would actually take a tow truck to tow you back to the pits. And you'll have to sit there before any repairs or any work and service can be done on the car.
Yeah, I think they would have been towing him back on his roof the way it was sitting in there in the middle of the track. It was a hell of a crash. I don't know if we caught on the replay. We might be able to pick it up later. But
Unfortunately, we missed the replay.
she was a cracker.
And it might not be the last one tonight as well.
No,
Hopefully not.
Absolutely not.
Nobody wants to watch the cars rolling around at what are we doing? 100 kilometres an hour behind the safety car now.
Yep.
But Todd Hayne won't mind it at this point in time.
He'd be loving it.
He'd have a million. Oh, and now we've got more cars. We've got the 2 NTS cars going into the pits. DNR's in court. So, big decisions have been made here.
So they're gambling on not having any other further safety cars, and that's a big gamble. But I think it's look. I think it's not a silly move. I'd probably be doing something similar, but
I would probably as well. I probably would. I don't know if I think the pit lane was open on the previous lap. I probably would have taken it then. Who did we notice that took on that previous lap? It was Pidwell, wasn't it?
Yeah, Pidwell. Yeah.
So definitely keep an eye out for Pidwell as the race goes on. He's set himself up in a very handy position here. He's going to be the leader of all the cars that have made a pit stop. And another one to keep an eye on will be Jacob Brewer, of course, as well. He was involved in that lap 1 incident, brought the safety car out, and he is now in. He just went down a position. He's in 16th position, so he's in front of Jason Davis, who also made a pit stop at that early stop. So yeah, Jacob. There seems to be a little bit of Jacob Brewer and Kyle Zinker swapping positions behind the safety car. So I don't know what's going on there.
Where have we got?
Brewer and Jason Davis, 15th, and 16th, 17th. The cars really to watch out for, and Sean Pidwell, of course, in 18th. So we're going to have a battle of halves here. We got.
Safety car lights out. Safety car lights out, yep. Here we go. They're bunching up.
Oh, we've got Todd Hayne at the front. McNamara War Boys Chadwick. Just listening to race control. No further action for incidents in race 1. So no black flags at this point in time. We don't have to see any drive-through penalties being served as it goes green. There's the safety car, drops to the apron. Todd Hayne, McNamara will be ready for it this time. Duke him again. Just as I said, no drive-through penalties. I have to eat my words. Danny Vassell. He was up 15 positions in 11th spot, but not anymore.
He'll be spewing. Well, the race
here we go. Here's the go. Todd Hayne's got control. He's going to accelerate as they go through the chicane. And he's got another start. They head into lap 9. Lap 9 of 28.
Gee,
all these guys now, when they make the pit stop, they're not going to have to put any fuel in now.
No.
So really, they only have to serve a stop and go. They don't even have to put tyres on.
They can just drive through. Can they just drive through, or they must do a stop?
I believe they have to
do a stop.
Yeah. So they have to pull to a complete stop, and then they can decide at that point whether they need to put tyres on, or they can push through And that's where these strategies are going to come in, because it normally takes about 8 to 9, 10 seconds to change a set of tyres.
Wade
You'd be
Michaels
willing
on
to
the
sacrifice that time in the pits for the faster speed that you're going to have as you come out of the pits with fresh tyres, especially as we've already done 9 laps of the 28 under safety car. So the tyres are still going to be fairly fresh at this point. Strategy. We're looking at Alex Court in 22nd position. And this is where that strategy... Oh, as we see a little bit of bumping just in front of him as they head into that fast chicane. And this is where Alex Court is going, did I make the right strategy here? Is that pit stop, is it going to work for me? Because now I put myself right in hot water.
Well, Laz and Wade Michaels have had an incident back at the couple of laps ago. I'm just having a look here. They're going to be investigating that. Another crash. We've got another crash.
Oh, there's a lot of tapping and a lot of incidents going on at this point in time. Marty Hansen coming into final chicane.
There's a car there in the wall at the end. Oh,
that is a big one. That's Jamie Davis.
Oh, no.
Marty Hansen's gone right into the side of Jamie Davis as they've left the final chicane heading across the start-finish line.
Oh,
big damage. Marty Hansen out in the infield of the grass in front of the pits. Race control, of course, at this point in time, don't want to call a third safety car. It's becoming a little bit ridiculous with the amount of laps we're going to have to do behind safety car. So they're going to be very hesitant to call it again. But Todd Hayne has pulled out a 1.25 second lead on Sean McNamara, who's closely followed by Warboys and Chadwick Anderson, Sloggett, Gosling, Simons, Davis.
It is all happening back through the pack here, guys. I'm just flicking between cars. It is all on.
McNamara finds himself under pressure from Warboys.
Look at Darren Corbell. If we can go back to the back into the field there, they are nose to tail with Kyle Zink and Dean Williams.
Alex Court, I can hear him on the race control.
Car 85 involved as well by the sounds of it.
Lasseth Leonage, the gamble hasn't worked out for Lasseth. He finds himself back in 27th position. He stopped at the same time as Alex Court.
Oh, there's a big one in the chicane.
It's happened again.
Dearie me, there's a car up in the air. I think that was Jamie Davis. Sorry. Wow.
Oh, geez. Teammates come in way too hot. Mulford involved as well. Mulford's been hit again. Oh, my goodness. He's found himself on top of the safety barrier on the outside of the oval.
Oh,
and
dear.
Rolling. That is a massive hit.
That is a massive one.
The 295 Sim Sports cars involved as well.
And
Jamie Davis has been involved in that. I think it might be Siren as well.
Yeah, Darren Corbell, lucky to get out of that one. Very lucky.
My goodness, that was enormous. One of the 95 Sim Sports cars came in way too hot. Absolutely overcooked it. Slammed into the back of his teammate. Mulford, the innocent party, found himself on the roof on the exit.
That's unfortunate. Is that Joe?
Are we still racing here, Ben? That's what are we still going?
Have we not called the safety car?
I'm surprised that the safety car hasn't been called. All right, so we're going. Still going. This is going to be survival of the fittest. Whoever, there's nobody who knows who's going to be running. But Todd Haynes found himself in a pretty decent position. He's got a 2.6 second lead from Sean McNamara, the top two in the championship. They've managed to keep themselves clean. As like you said, and there's a tap off the wall again as they exit onto the oval. Gee, they're finding the walls everywhere around here. We thought it's like a street track. There's street fighters out there tonight, and they're having some battles with the walls. And I guess what? The walls are winning.
Oof, I think Kyle Zink's going to be in a bit of trouble with that one. He's got him way too quick there.
Yeah, he was the one that came in too quick.
Way too quick
hit his
there.
teammate.
Oof, that was a big one.
It was huge.
Man, that just had a big, massive concertina effect there, and old Timmy Mulford, he wouldn't be too happy about that. He was the innocent party. That's disappointing.
Back up to the front of the pack. Simon Chadwick under big pressure from James Anderson. Fourth, Chadwick in fourth, Anderson in fifth.
That Blake Woolboys there in third behind
Blake
McNamara.
Warboys, yep, and McNamara. This is where the battle is at the moment. Second, third, fourth, fifth. Todd Hayne has checked out. Has thought he might. But of course, this... Oh, that's an amazing shot as they sprint through the chicane there. That's exciting. Every lap you hold your breath as you go through there.
Yeah. And it's 28 times. It's
it takes one time to get it wrong, and it's going to cost you big time.
As we've seen, yeah.
That's why they don't use it anymore. They've modified the back chicane there for NASCAR. Too many cars got wrecked the first time they raced there through that that setup. Well done to the race organisers here that have...
Michael Dumbrell is on the back of car 22. Mitch Campbell. Just looking back through, there's some cars running nose to tail. It seems to have settled down now.
So, Todd Hayne leading from McNamara. Four boys Chadwick Anderson. I've noticed that Sean Pidwell is 13 seconds behind, and he has made a pit stop. Sean Pidwell in 11th, 13 seconds behind. And Todd Hayne... an eye on as we're in lap 14, half distance mark of this race. 28 lap race here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Darren Caldwell had some technical issues throughout the week. It looks like he's got them solved for tonight's race.
Now, I don't know if he's pitted yet or not.
I believe he hasn't pitted. I believe. And of course, of the guys that I know, Trent Gosselin looks like he's going to the pit. He's decided to halfway mark the time to pit, and that could be interesting to see where he comes out in relation to Pidwell. In fact, Pidwell's just gone past him now, so any time that's... I'll just keep an eye on the gap, actually, as they unfolds here. Gosselin's still in the pit. Darren Caldwell's just gone past Gosselin, so Gosselin's falling down. He's down in 18th now. 20th, 22nd. Still falling down, and he was in that pit stop. Now he's in 23rd. Still going down. Going down. He's pulled out in 24th. And I'll give you a gap. Next time they cross the line, that Trent Gosselin is behind Sean Pidwell, because that will give you a fair indication of what he's got to have to do to catch up to what might be the race leader after the pit stops have all been done. Darren Caldwell under pressure here from Alex Court. Yes. Big battle here. This was getting very tasty. Court will be desperate to get past Caldwell. Caldwell's going defensive. He's taken the low line. Court doesn't want to get too involved in anything that could end up putting him in jeopardy of car damage.
Absolutely.
He's running second in the championship, only 40 points behind McNamara. Of course, Court has made the pit stop. Todd Hayne, Sean McNamara, none of those guys have made the pit stop. But this is the compromise that Court has put himself into by making that early pit stop. He's now being held up by Darren Caldwell.
I'm surprised that we haven't had I was surprised that we didn't have a safety car for that last big accident. There was about 5 or 6 cars involved, but you never know what's going to come up here. But look at this. I'll tell you what.
Human element into it.
That's absolutely right. Look at that. I think Alex will be just getting a touch frustrated there, but he's holding his line. He's driving, within the rules and defensively. And this is what I love seeing this sort of racing. This is where you see the true metal.
Court's running a little bit wide. Caldwell's running a little bit wide. Court had a look, but there's not much room to get through there. Probably should have saved it for the exit. And probably this is where you want to have that momentum as you head onto the banking. And he really has got momentum here. Caldwell's going to find it hard to hold him out here. But he's gone the low line again. Court's had to bide his time for another lap.
Oh, a lot of arms swinging there in the car of Caldwell, but he just held on to that.
Chadwick and Anderson 5th. Oh, Chadwick in his normal style. The 777 car sideways under acceleration. That's a big oversteer. Our oversteer. He loves it, Chadwick. Even with one hand, he'll playing with that broken wrist, but Loves to hold the big slides
Big
out from the exit of
sideways.
the corners. Very entertaining driver to watch.
Very
Simon
entertaining
Chadwick,
driver to watch.
one of my
Loves it.
favourites in the series. Todd Hayne, 3.7 seconds. Sean McNamara only just in front of Warboys. Then we've got these two battling for 4th and 5th. Riley Simons has dropped off the back of this pack. He's another seconds behind. Ashley Davis running with him. Made the pit stop. He is in 9th position, 16.7 seconds behind. And Warboys is leading now. Todd Hayne's gone to the pits. Todd Hayne, McNamara, Chadwick, all in the pits.
Wow.
They've had to make a green flag pit stop. These 3 leading cars have all made green flag pit stops. Now, let's see where Pidwell comes out. And I didn't even notice. Did you notice, Ben, if it looked like they changed tyres then?
I didn't notice, no. I'm just keeping an eye on the gaps here.
Yeah, I was keeping an eye on the gaps as well. It is, Pidwell is in front of Todd Hayne. I've noticed that.
Wow.
Not much though. There's not much in it, by the looks of it. Not much at all, and that's going to be hard for Pidwell to hold Todd Hayne, very fast Todd Hayne, and he's going to be on. Oh, well, I didn't see whether he changed tyres or not, so sorry, I missed that. I wasn't.
Yeah.
By the time it looked like they were in the pits, I would say that he did change tyres. So I reckon that he didn't just stop and go. He definitely changed tyres.
I think with this many laps left, you'd have to be getting fresh tyres.
Yeah, I probably would. I'd take the 7-second sacrifice to have a fresh set of tyres. It's going to make the car a lot easier to drive in these situations. So, Riley Simons now takes over the lead of the race from Blake Warboys and Anderson. They're both into the pit lane now, Warboys and Anderson. Look at this, 9.5 Sim Sports guys battling away. Sean McNamara from his teammate Chadwick. Chadwick's got to be aware that his teammate leads the championship, and Chadwick doesn't really have a...
McNamara's being held up here a little bit here by Davis, so...
Oh, and that's a similar situation. Oh, Jason Davis.
McNamara sideways then.
Oh, Chadwick.
Hey.
Oh, very close to his teammate there. Wow, and Warboys is... He might not have taken tyres, Ben. I reckon Warboys. Oh, in fact, actually, he's fallen behind Pidwell and Todd Hayne. So I'd say he has taken tyres, but he's jumped McNamara because McNamara's been held up by Jason Davis.
Yeah.
In fact, McNamara's just got past Jason Davis now. Jason Davis might still be on those tyres that he changed over on lap 1. He come into the pits on that early pit stop, so that strategy might be starting to come undone. Oh, look at the run through the chicane there from Chadwick.
That. Wow. That's fresh tyres. That's fresh tyres there, right there.
Absolutely fresh tyres. You can see the difference between Chadwick and Davis. Using up a bit of front right there on his new tyres, locking it up as he comes into the final chicane. But he's a man on a mission now, McNamara. He has got some work to do. Here's the lead. Here's the lead of the race. Pidwell. Todd Hayne is right on the tail now, and Pidwell's going to find it pretty hard, especially into a corner like this. In fact, I don't think he's been able to... He has not been able to manage to defend that. Too much fresh tyres there from Todd Hayne. Would not hold him back. Possible on these long, constant radius corners. Todd Hayne takes the lead. Sean Pidwell. We've got John Nikolaoff in third. John Nikolaoff in third. Blake Warboys in fourth. Anderson, McNamara, Chadwick. Anderson and Warboys have just changed position. You can see that in the back of shot there. There's John Nikolaoff in shot though. Oh, and these guys. Look at this. Warboys and Anderson. Trading positions around the banking. Anderson takes the lead into the final chicane. Warboys is going to try and get the switch back. On into turn 1. Not going to get it there though. Oh, but Anderson's gone deep. There's a concrete wall at the exit there. Warboys has got the Warboys pressured him into a good mistake there. That was good driving by Warboys. give up the position. Didn't give up the fight after the chicane. But now we can see the two 9.5 Sim Sports cars are right on the tail of this as well. Oh, and Anderson in the championship after a couple of weeks off. It's very fiery, very feisty. Wants a top 3 position here. Still well and truly on the cards. Oh, that's close to the barrier out there on the right-hand side. Nikolaev is gone wide. He's letting the guys through here. He's realised my tyres aren't up to the match here. Oh, but this is going to be interesting as they come into the chicane. War Boys and Anderson. Oh, that's super close.
Wow.
Anderson back up into 3rd place. He's in 9.5 Sim Sports. Chadwick's got to be careful. And then Nikolaev into the pits. Nikolaev makes that pit stop. No, if he'd managed to pull it up in time for the pit lane speed limiter. He was flying as he went into that pit. But Todd Hayne, 2.7, 2.8 second lead now on lap 22. So 6 laps to go, Todd Hayne. If he doesn't make a mistake, he's probably got this race in the bag. It's been a brilliant display tonight, and this is going to really help his championship standings. In fact, this will be his first win for the championship if he manages to hold it on
fantastic.
tonight.
It's exciting stuff. It's good to see.
He was the man in form last week at Imola. Probably unlucky not to win it. It's a safety car and some different strategies prevented him from doing it, but he looked like the man to beat last week, and he's carried that form into tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway and leads Sean Pidwell by 3.4 seconds, and that gap is extending all the time. Pidwell's going to have his hands full with Anderson and Warboys in a lap or two here, and he's going to find it very hard to hold these guys out.
Absolutely. I think these guys are on a bit of a charge. I think McNamara got held up there back through some traffic, which has just cost him a bit.
McNamara's got to make a decision now. Is he going to be happy with 5th spot? Is 5th going to be the points carry him into and maybe still hold that championship lead? It's going to be close. Todd Hayne going to take home the maximum 150 points tonight. Sean McNamara down to 5th is going to be a little bit less than that. And Alex Court has worked his way up to 7th spot. So it's really making this championship battle extremely close and interesting as we head towards our panorama for next week.
Absolutely.
So, lap 23, Chadwick lights up those rears again.
Chadwick's been black flagged. Oh, really? It's on. No, I heard. I heard Alex call out to race control about something. I was trying to find it about an overtake somewhere, and it looks like it might have been on Chadwick.
Yeah.
So
sounds like well, that's going to help Alex Court out because that brings him up to position now. Michael Dumbrell's not happy at all.
He's not happy.
Dumbrell.
So Simon Chadwick's been disqualified. Dumbrell's been disqualified. Wow, that's a turn up for the books.
Right, so hopefully we'll find out. You might have to check out the Discord or the championship on Facebook to find out what happened there. Unfortunately, we missed that incident, but race control all over it. As they've got the driver feedback. Todd Hayne, though, 5 seconds now. 5 seconds. Pidwell is under big pressure now from Anderson. Wow, big pressure. Here it goes. Lap 24. Pidwell's going to put up a fight. Anderson's tyres won't be... Oh, gee, though. He's got a lot more grip than Pidwell at this stage. The tyres won't be as fresh and grippy as what they were 4 laps ago when Warboys and Anderson negotiated the slower traffic earlier on, but Pidwell's going to fight this, and why not? He's on for a podium position here. It's only 3 laps to go, and he's holding 2nd position. And Anderson will be pretty keen to pass him, but McNamara doesn't want to get involved too much in this. Oh, Pidwell. Pidwell's got a tap there. He lit up the rears and then got a tap from Anderson. Anderson's going to be, that's a little 50-50. Pidwell did light the tyres up and he was having a bit of a moment of his own accord, but Anderson helped him along and said, well, if you're going to play games like that, do it on the side of the track where I'm not. And he's pushed his way through, and Pidwell's not going to be happy with that, but I don't know if he's going to bother with race control on that. He's now seeing that podium position slipping away.
I'm just having a look at the replay of the Chadwick incident, and he was down in he was down in a down in the zone there, but he still had two tyres on the blue and white line at the lowest point. That is a really, really tough call.
Okay, these drivers have been told they've had race directives earlier in the week. They've had maps and diagrams and everything explaining to them where and when they can't pass on certain parts of the track. Some of the drivers might not have been involved and not read those too clearly. So as commentators, we get the easy job of
just
not having to make decisions like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can wipe our hands and say, well, race control will solve that.
Yeah, it was...
Lap 26. Hayne leads from Anderson. Bidwell still holding on to third. He wants that podium position. McNamara wants the championship points. He needs them bad. Todd Haynes chipping away on this championship lead here. Bidwell's got tyres that are super old now. McNamara's got plenty of grip, heaps more than Bidwell.
Cut flat.
But still, you don't want to launch it over the curbs like that. I love that corner.
That is commitment. That is commitment.
He's got a championship lead he needs to worry about here, but he still manages. That's the racer. You cannot take the racer out of these guys.
No, absolutely not. I think
you've got a car in front. You want to pass them.
Pidwell's car, you can see it struggling more so. Look at the turn in.
Missed the apex there. You can ride a bit of curb on that.
Yeah.
He missed it by a good metre and a half.
McNamara's filling the mirrors.
It's super hard. Oh, McNamara's locked the inside right there.
He'll get away with it. He'll get away with it. But look at the exit. He's just got so much more grip out of those rears at the moment.
He doesn't want to get involved. He does not want to damage the 9.5 car of 9.5 Sim Sports.
If he gets the exit out of here, I reckon he'll be lining him up.
This is where he's got to do it. He's got to line this corner up now. Gun it.
Oof, I think
and he's got a run on him. He's in the slipstream. Pidwell's going to be hard on his mirrors here. He's going to go low. Pidwell's going low. McNamara knows it's going to be difficult there. He doesn't want... No, he backs out. Smart decision. Wise decision. And launches it again over that inside curb. The race directions throughout the week, they've been told that if you do not have the overlap, you've got to back out in that situation just to solve any problems. Otherwise, we probably have incidents there every week as cars try to go through that fast chicane side by side. Todd Hayne, 5.5 seconds. Listen. So Todd Hayne leading on lap 28, final lap.
Oh,
what a drive from Todd Hayne.
McNamara sideways out of the corner there.
Todd Hayne bringing it home for his first win. Number 94 car. Low repairs. Redback Racing. I think he's a privateer. I'm not sure, actually. I won't. Redback Racing it is. Been a long time coming, this one.
Yeah, it's going to be a very
on the podium a few times. Third in the championship. Been very consistent throughout the season. And I have a quick look back at McNamara. Pidwell again. And here comes Todd Hayne.
It's hard to have an overlap like that.
Across the finish line. He does it. Well done, Todd Hayne. Anderson brings it home in second. Pidwell's held on to a third. He's going to have to... Yeah, he's done it. Pidwell's held on to third. That's a good drive. McNamara smart.
Yeah,
McNamara smart.
Yeah, take the points. Take the points. Yeah, well done.
Sometimes you just got to play it wise. Hold the smart decision there. Alex Cord in 5th. Jason Davis with another good drive. Backs it up from his win last week. Up 19 positions. Up to 6th position. That early pit stop. He couldn't fight the guys late in that race. And Cameron Veacock has done it again. He was 2nd to Jason Davis last week. He finds himself in 7th position behind Jason Davis. Mitch Campbell, good drive, 8th position. Luke Fraser, up 15th position. And a new name, Luke Fraser. I haven't seen too much of him. 9th position. And Dean Williams, 10th, up 12 positions. Riley Simons, Lasseth Leonage, down 8 positions in 12th spot. Ashley Davis, 13th. Blake Urquhart, 14th. Clay Lewis, 15th. Jacob Brewer, after that early pit stop and that early incident, he finishes 16th. Tackle up 14 positions. That's a good drive up to 17th. Marty Hanson in 18th. John Nikolaev. I'll get that surname right tonight. 19th. Danny Vassell. Michael Stewart 21st. Blake Warboys in 2nd. Something's happened to him at the end of the race there. I don't know what's happened. Maybe an incident limit, maybe a late penalty, but he was running up at the front of the field.
Absolutely was, yeah. Yep.
And now finds himself in 22nd, 19th position. And there's Todd Hayne with the burnout.
Yeah, lovely burnout.
You'll have to grade it. It's your job to grade the burnouts, Ben.
Oh, he's got the front brake on now. That's good. So just got a bit more control of that. But lovely piece of work. I thought he was going to do a roll back there for a minute. That's not bad. Mark it up, boys. Mark it up. Looks
probably
good.
Probably a couple of demerit points being a Commodore.
Oh, absolutely. But he'll be fine. I mean, is that a Commodore? We'll have to double check that. It's not the ones I remember. But, he's done well. That's a great drive from Toddy. He had that under control right from the word go. Yeah, and McNamara's no slouch. He was pushing hard, and Todd Hayne had all the answers for him, so it's well deserved. I look forward to having a chat with him in a minute when he eventually pops those rear bags. So
Blake Warboys was in 22nd. Craig Newell 23rd, up 5 positions. Tim Mulford, he managed to finish the race. I have no idea how. He should be in hospital. After that one. He should be the Charlotte Medical. Yeah, Tim Mulford's done well. Darren Caldwell, disappointing night tonight. 25th, he wouldn't be happy with that. Maybe technical issues. Yeah,
I think the safety car caught him back there a little bit, but
yeah, definitely.
He did a great job.
Chadwick and Dumbrell, they weren't happy. I heard them throughout the race. They were disappointed in a race control call. So they were 26th and 27th. Kyle Zink, 28th.
Lee Davis was also disqualified as well. So
Lee Davis?
Yeah, Lee Davis was disqualified as well.
Yeah,
so he was disqualified as a safety car driver. So
I watched a couple of his manoeuvres while he was. Yeah, I watched a couple of manoeuvres while he was in that safety car, and he looked a bit edgy tonight. So I'm not surprised he was disqualified. He was on the apron for far too much of that race.
Well, look, big thanks again for our major sponsors, Nationwide Tracking Systems, Abruzzi Raceware, Track Racer, Dripping Paints Graphic, Race Management Services, Coghlan Engineering, and Track Cams for Gourmet. I think that's been a very successful race. I think we better get the guys up and have a chat with them. Jamie?
Let's have a chat, yeah. We'll get him here. Sean Pidwell.
Sean, congratulations.
Thanks, mate.
How was it, mate?
Oh, it was pretty intense.
It looked like it from up here. Mate, how was the car? How were the tyres? What were they hanging on?
Car was great to start with, and obviously the early pit was a bit of a gamble. But the car was great after the pit, but by those last probably 5-9 laps, yeah, it was wild.
Yeah, it looked pretty wild, especially through that fast back chicane. How was the car through there on soft tyres?
Yeah, the car was great through the chicane. It was just always get worried with the bloke next to me, hoping he was going to stop.
The strategy call you made, pitting under the safety car. Do you think it worked to your benefit or to
Definitely worked to the
detriment?
benefit. I was getting a bit worried if none of the others pit and could build a gap without me getting back past some of the rear cars. It was going to be a bit of trouble, but I just had someone in my ear before that safety car come out saying, we can fill up to 71 litres. I was like, ding.
Yeah,
I've got to
perfect.
take it. Got to take it when the chance comes.
100%.
A good strategy.
Yeah, no, well done, mate. So, anybody you'd like to thank and any sponsors, etc., mate?
I'd like to thank the team Pacific Sprint Racing for taking me on this season. I'd like to thank SimSnap.com, Dripping Paint Graphics, Bell Photography.
Awesome, mate. Well done. Well,
Well done,
congratulations. Yeah, it was a good, smart race, mate.
Thanks,
Especially at this
guys.
track.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
the
it's a
old
wild
concrete.
track.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, mate. It's bloody. It was
He's done
very
well
good
to
watch.
hold out Sean McNamara on old tyres for those last 4 or 5 laps there. He was
Yeah.
looked like he was pretty desperate to get past you, but
He was.
you've done well to hold him out.
That's it. I was just blocking him from actually battling James and Todd, I think. He didn't care where I was.
No, it was a well-earned position, mate. I mean, yeah, you did a great job, and that's what race is all about. So, well done.
Thanks. It was a great race.
Yeah, good, mate. Enjoy the replay.
Cheers, guys.
All right, mate.
Catch you next week.
See ya.
Okay,
All right.
James Anderson in second spot. Had a couple of
James.
weeks off.
Congratulations, mate.
Oh, thanks, boys. That one at all, but no, just seemed to have really good pace from the start, and kind of just was able to chip my way forward. And I was dying. I was I'm out of breath. I'm so tired.
No, it's all
I
right.
was
I can
dicing up whether
understand.
I was dicing up whether I was gonna take a pit stop early under one of those safety cars, but I don't know. I had this gut feeling that I should just stick it out for a little bit longer, and kind of glad I did, because I managed to undercut those 9.5 Sim Sports boys, and kind of was able to push my way forward from there.
It was
Yeah.
half a dozen and for the
Yeah.
other, because the guys who pitted, they definitely got the break of getting under the caution and saving time on track, but they put them back in the pack, and it was very difficult for those guys to pass. So they were losing time in traffic and getting involved in incidents, and there were a lot of incidents tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was pretty safe to say that there was most likely going to be a caution on the end of lap 1, just with all the boys getting adjusted to racing against each other and on this track. But no, it was a really good night. I really enjoyed it, and congrats to Todd on his win. It was a good drive.
Yeah, no, you did a great. You did a great job there, James. And I think that the traffic, absolutely, you played it smart, and you could see that in the results as well. And once you sort of get in that position, the next thing's making sure you just keep the eyes focused forward and don't worry about what's going on behind you. And you did it really well, mate. The car looked fantastic through the fast stuff, and looked like you had it pretty much under control, which is awesome. I think P10 starting position and finishing second. That doesn't happen by accident. So well done, mate. Awesome result.
Yeah, thanks, boys. It was a good night.
Excellent, mate. Anybody you'd like to thank and call out for sponsors?
No, just a shout out to all the Kiwi followers back home here, staying up late and watching the action. Yeah, it's good fun.
Excellent, mate. No, well done, buddy. And we'll catch you for the next round. You going to be at Bathurst?
Oh, most definitely. Not going to miss that one.
Yeah, no one misses that one, mate. That's fantastic. Good. Looking forward to seeing you out there, mate. That'd be good. Well done again.
Thanks, guys.
Catch you next week, James.
And the man of the hour,
Well done,
Todd.
Todd.
Congratulations, mate. Well done.
Hey, fellas. Yeah, thank you. It's good
How
fun
was
to
that?
get one in the bag.
It's been coming. It's been brewing for a while. You're unlucky last week, and you managed to pull it off this week.
Yeah, no, that was a good fun race actually. Nice.
It looked like, yeah, all night you looked like the man to beat. You just had the pace on the whole field, and even the safety cars and the strategies couldn't stop you from pulling that one off.
Yeah, well, I saw Alex Court come into the pits there on during the second safety car, I think it was, and I decided it was time to go hard from that and try to make up all the time right from the get-go.
You looked really comfortable, Todd, right from the word go. Like even with Sean behind you, you started to build a gap pretty quickly right from lap 1. to be honest with you, mate, you didn't even look like anybody's going to trouble you. How did it feel in the car? Did you have that sort of confidence, or were you hanging on?
No, not at all, mate. It's a pretty tricky track. It's pretty hard to feel comfortable around there. But I sort of started knowing that it's pretty hard to follow around that track. So the start was pretty important. Once I got into the start, I got up the front at the start. Well, it was all just stay there then.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good to watch, mate. Very impressive and great to see get that win under the board. You've been threatening, and we know it's been coming. It's just a matter of putting it all together. But I think you've been a little bit unlucky on most occasions we've seen. But mate, fantastic! Congratulations, mate. You won. Anybody you'd like to shout out to and sponsors and shout outs for you?
Yeah, just like to shout out to all the fellas at RRT. Also Bow Repairs in Mackay, Pat Junior Racing, and Race Management Services, and also my brother for spotting tonight. He did a really good job.
Awesome, mate. Awesome. That's fantastic. Well, we head to Bathurst. I dare say we'll see you there.
Absolutely, mate. Yeah. I've got to go after Sean and Alex.
Well, it's going to be fantastic to watch. I think I think everybody lifts their game when they go to Bathurst. It's just one of those tracks. I think we all love it immensely. So congratulations, mate. Looking forward to seeing you there in Bathurst next week.
Thank you very much, Lee.
Awesome, mate.
See you next week.
Well, there you have it, Jamie.
Yeah, wow. It's going to really make things interesting as we do head into Bathurst Mount Panorama next week. It's all to play for.
Well, that's it. I'm sure somebody's got the abacus out now and very quickly smashing through numbers to see what the points gaps are and see if Sean's held on to the lead. I think in my pea-sized brain he probably has.
Going to be close.
Numbers in my head, but it's
going to be very close between the top three, and they'll be working it out They'll be working it out and working out what position they need to finish and how many positions their rivals need to finish behind them as they head into Bathurst. And it won't be much. I would say whoever wins the race outright will probably win the championship if it's one of these three drivers.
Absolutely, unless there's a massive accident between three of them on top of the hill, and we see someone come out of nowhere with 300 points, and
that could happen. You never know. It's good. Anything can happen to Bathurst.
Yeah,
War Boys had a tough night tonight, so yeah, his championship chances might have gone up in smoke. And Caldwell, who was fifth in the championship as well, he's finished down the field in So I'd say it's definitely going to be a battle between these three as we head into Bathurst. It's going to be epic. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. These guys have been the form drivers all season. McNamara, Court, and Hayne. So, who the best man? Let the best man win at Bathurst.
Absolutely, looking forward to it.
Way to decide it, like a grand final.
Absolutely, mate. Well, I'll see you there.
All right then. Well, do we have to run through the sponsors once again?
I think it might be worthwhile, mate. I think obviously we've got nationwide tracking services as our systems. As our main sponsors. We've got Abruzzi Racewear, Track Racer, obviously for all your sim setups here. Dripping Paints Graphics, Race Management Services, Coghlan Engineering, and Track Cams for Gourmets. Without these guys, we don't go racing. So greatly appreciate all the support and effort. And of course, there'll be our sponsors moving into the big finale at Bathurst.
And of course, JP on the cameras again tonight. Done a great job.
100%. Yep.
We'll wrap it up then, Ben. We'll wrap it up for tonight's racing at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Another eventful race. Todd Hayne a little bit dominant. We sort of expected that, and we sort of expected the carnage at the back, and it'll probably all be unravelling as we head into the briefings and race control meetings tonight. And it's sure to say that there'll be a few more positions and maybe some points deducted here and there before the night's out. So we'll leave it there, and if you want to check out the points and check out the Facebook and the website to find out what's happening as we lead into Bathurst next week at Panorama for the finale, round 13 of the Nationwide Tracking Systems V8 Evolution Championship. See you next week, same time.
No worries. Thanks, mate. See you next week. See you, everyone.